How we doing? So it's been that long ago since I posted the last video that, strangely enough, when I put in the video, that I was quite surprised how many people had watched it and I'd actually got a subscriber. Hardly any people have watched my last video. Don't know why. Anyway, so from my last video, we got sort of high. Ammonia was okay, I think. Nitrates were high. Done a water test today. They're coming down. Nitrates and nitrites have come down. Still no ammonia. Leaves are starting to fall now. We're in October, coming to November. So the leaves are starting to fall, so skimmer there working overtime, and I've had to modify that because it's where it is, it's not quite deep enough, the level of my pond and what have you. So I kept on obviously basically sucking down, sucking dry, and what have you. So I tried to modify it, and I think I've gone a bit too excessive. So I have got an extension tube or a telescopic tube that I think might help with that. And what I've also done is I've used some of the green sort of scourer pads that some people sort of use in biofilters and what have you. I generally put one of those in the bottom of the basket just to catch some fines and things like that, just as a gesture. But what I've done today is we've got, you probably heard the birds, so we've got parrots, and for their aviary you have to have stainless steel mesh. So I'd got some spare stainless steel mesh. So what I've done is I've made a sort of a grid to put into the bottom of the skimmer, in between the hopper and the basket, so to speak. I've done that. I'll keep on it because obviously, although the water blade's stainless steel and what have you, stainless steel knocking about in the pond, I'll keep my eye on that, because obviously if it does start to go rusty or anything like that, I'll pull it out. So what else has happened? Done a treatment. We got trichodinea, so did a treatment a couple of weeks ago. I think that sorted that out. Haven't really seen any flashing as such. I've not done another scrape just to check, but I will be doing that. Fish are hit and miss. I'll put that down to the pond temperature. I think it's about 13 today, and they were quite keen for a bit of food. The other day it was sort of 14 and a half, and they weren't bothered about food. But the other sort of big change we've had in the garden is a wildlife pond putting. So I'll show you this, and then what I'll do, there we go, there's the waterfall, just about, there we go. What I'll do is I'll move on to a video from the before, take you through, and then after, all doing it. This is my wife's baby, not necessarily mine, although I do sort of like it. We had a wildlife pond there before that was, call it a puddle more than a pond, but we had noticed this year that we were getting things like damson flies come through the garden, so I was really pleased with that. So hopefully with that one we'll get more, and it's a proper job. Can't take the credit. Great guy called Steve Perkins put it in, Perky, Koi Services, who did my main pond for me. Did a great job. Got a bit of snagging to do on it, but overall really happy with it. If you need anything doing as far as pond building advice and what have you, I've got to give Steve a shout out. Cracking bloke. comes and does the when he was doing the wildlife pond. He came checking the weather, that it was going to be dry, and he absolutely got soaked. He got drenched, but he soldiered on, and did a cracking job. What else was I going to say? Yeah, while he was here, taught me a few things on sort of improving my knowledge of fish. So I've got to appreciate that. I've got to say a big thank you to that. But if anybody needs anything regarding ponds, advice, and things like that, Perky's the man. And I'll cut through to how we got the wildlife ponding. Cheers now.